Welcome back to TIW on Tap. I am Mason,
I'm Danny.
aka Big Sexy, and we are very, very excited to have the lovely Traci Middleton on the show this week. She is very involved in the town in a lot of clubs and organizations. So, Traci, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself real quick?
Yes, my name is Traci Middleton. As you stated, I'm a lifelong resident of Titusville. Although I currently have an address in Waterford, and I currently have a husband in Waterford who probably isn't feeling like much of a husband this week because I've been very busy with the Oil Creek Classic. But I have two children, Danielle and Dalton, and I have two stepchildren, Jack and Sam Middleton. Like I said, very busy, part of the Rotary Club, part of Take Pride, United Way board member, boards here and there. Just like I said, we're getting geared up for this Oil Creek Classic, so yeah.
Yeah, busy week for you.
Yes.
I know. It is very exciting. And that is really the main reason we wanted to have you on this week, was to talk a bit about that event, which we will get to here in the show. Okay. But we also wanted to touch on some of the other things you've done in Titusville. We are quickly interrupting this episode with Traci to bring you Best of Times, the Styx tribute. We have Jeff Morris here. He plays the keyboard for the band. Jeff, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself real quick?
Yeah, sure, Mason. Hi, Jeff Morris, keyboard and vocals for the band Best of Times. So if you're a Styx fan, you'll know Styx has had two keyboard player, lead vocalist Dennis DeYoung and Lawrence Gowan, and that's me.
Welcome to the show, buddy.
Thank you.
Jeff, why the Styx? What drew you to start a Styx tribute band?
Wow, great question. I go way, way back, 1975, 76, 77. I grew up in Uniontown, Pennsylvania, which is about 55 miles south of Pittsburgh. And every day after high school, we would go home and put on Styx albums. And as a keyboard player, just naturally gravitated to lots of work in a Styx band playing keyboards. So just was a natural fit. Fast forward to 2021, and finally had an opportunity to get the right group of guys together, the right talent, because again, Styx, it ain't easy stuff to play, and getting the right guys with the right mindset and the right talent to be able to pull it off came together in 2021, and here we are. A few years later, we're still doing it.
For those of you who are unaware, we have Best of Times in the house this Saturday. You guys are going to be putting on an incredible show. Is there anything that people should expect about your set?
Well, if anybody, and I expect most people that are going to come to see Best of Times this Saturday, have probably seen Styx live at some point in the career of Styx. You know, you figure Styx is pushing almost 50 years now. And what we do is we perform the music from what we would say the Dennis DeYoung years. So that goes all the way up to about 1999. So Styx has released some tremendous albums since, but we stay away from that. We let the real Styx play that. We want to take people on that time machine back to high school, back to the early days, the early 80s, and we will perform all of the hits. I think we've got a couple of hours worth of nothing but Styx hits for the audience. Something that I think makes us stand out just a little different than some other tribute bands is, even though we don't dress up or try to look like the Styx, we do have, from an instrumentation and the way that we deliver the show, we are pretty authentic Styx. So as I said, I'm the Dennis DeYoung of the band. We have Alex is our Tommy Shaw. We've got Ryan is our JY. We've got Rick, who is our John Pinoza, and we've got Paul, who is our Chuck Pinoza. So we come out and we try to deliver as authentic a show with instrumentation. All the parts we play are lifted right off of the record, and we try to give the crowd the most authentic Styx tribute that we can.
Awesome, man. Jeff, I got to tell you, we are really, really excited to have you guys this weekend. We cannot wait. So thank you so much for taking a few minutes to stop in on the show today. We really, really appreciate it. And for everyone that wants to attend the show, it is this Saturday. Early access doors are at 5 o'clock. General admission doors are at 6. We have the lovely In Harmony opening the show from 5:30 to 7:30. So if you get here for early access, you're getting a little bit of extra music with that. And tickets are still available for this show. You can get them at TitusvilleIronworks.com, or you can get them the day of the show for $5 more. So we always like to suggest hop online right now, get them at Titusville Ironworks, and save that $5. It's going to help you out. So, Jeff, again, thank you so much, man.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Jeff.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it. Can't wait to see you guys this Saturday.
Awesome. Back to Traci.
Well, being a lifelong resident here, you were a class of '84.
Correct.
So what was it like growing up here, and like talk about your family life and work through the years living in Titusville?
Yeah, okay. So, grew up Newland Avenue, grew up with horses, always outside. I was not the inside kid. I didn't have Barbies unless they were cowboys. Played with horses and played with my horse statues, but then like you said, I graduated in '84, had plans on going to business college, getting some type of business degree. I was offered a job at Olms and Dixon right out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
So I opted for that. That way I could stay in Titusville, and it worked out well for me. Got married and had a couple children, and yeah.
Yeah.
We know Danielle and Dalton very well.
I was just going to say that.
It seems like I see them every weekend, so.
Yeah, they're very popular.
And they are very, very nice and awesome to hang out with. I always love running into them.
The ultimate compliment for a parent, for sure.
Yep.
So you've done, aside from just living here, you do a lot of volunteering and you work with a lot of clubs and organizations.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you're involved in the Rotary Club, Take Pride in Titusville, the United Way. There's many more as well. Can you go into a little bit about what you do with some of those organizations and how they help Titusville?
Yes, okay. I've been a member of the Rotary Club and the Rotary Club. I'm a past president and the current treasurer. We do fundraising for scholarships. We also have the Rotary Club charitable organization, which will benefit from this Oil Creek Classic for our scholarships, various RILA event. It's a Rotary Youth Leadership program that the kids love to attend. There are many aspects of the Rotary Club. We do touch on a lot of things. And I will say, being a member of these boards, people don't realize how much, say, the United Way does. And I didn't realize what the United Way did until I was a member of the board.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see people and you see them having problems. And it's like, call the United Way. They can help, The Rotary Club, like I said, we have our scholarships. Take Pride, of course, we do the lights every year. We get a lot of help from the school. Actually, some of the teachers give their students extra credit if they come and help.
Oh, very cool.
Little incentive program there. But the football team and stuff, they help with the larger items like moving the train out. It's very heavy.
Yeah.
For us.
We also got involved this year a little bit. Some of the bartenders went down and we sat by the fire and handed out candy canes and took donations. It was a really fun way to get involved with the town and see everyone. So that is a event I know is very close to Pamela Palma's heart. She loves doing that one as well. So she actually, when she heard you were coming in, wanted me to mention the lights and everything and how you're involved in that as well.
Oh, absolutely.
So.
That's the first thing with Take Pride,
Yeah.
It's not really a board. It's just members and volunteers that come together.
Right.
And she's been a tremendous asset.
Yeah, that's great.
And it is always fun, especially at the special event nights,
Yeah.
to see what goes on. And, I mean, great participation from the community. Yeah.
Now, if someone wanted to get involved in Take Pride in Titusville, is there a certain way they would have to go about getting in touch with you guys about events?
Gosh, that's a good question. I mean, we all have each other's phone numbers, but really, if somebody wanted to get involved, they could probably call someone at the chamber, would know to get a hold of Joe Carter. Joe Carter has been the head of that for the 22 years it's been in operation, if you will. But yeah, any of us, we're always open for new people to come in and really see what it's like. I've brought in many people. You know, my husband never thought he would, be a volunteer or anything like that. But once he got into it, he's like, oh, this is
It's
kind of neat. Yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
it is.
So, along with that, you also are involved with the Elks as well, correct?
Yes.
So the Elks and a lot of the clubs in town, for that matter, get very involved in the community. I know there are a lot of programs that you guys are doing. Is there anything in particular that you want to point out, maybe that people aren't aware of?
Well, I'm on the grant committee, but Carrie Anthony really handles most of the grants. But Vicki Kelly and I, and there are some other people. We sit down, we have meetings. We're allocated so much money for this, that, and we kind of designate, or I guess request and designate where that money will go. My my grant is really the Freedom Grant, which we're trying to fine tune, and we get 4 veterans. We have a drawing of 4 veterans, and they get to go on a Lake Erie charter for a day with Lane Brown. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, this would be our second year, but like I said, Carrie's helped me fine-tune that, so we're hoping to get that grant again this year. It will only be my second year for this. So, but yes, even the Elks, they give back to the community. We had give back to the community gathering, and different organizations came in and were awarded some money. So
That's very cool.
yeah.
And I am a member of multiple clubs. I'm not a member of the Elks, but it is really, really cool to see what those groups of people have come together and done for the town. And I don't really think a lot of people realize how much they really give back and do. So
Yeah. We just get distributed some bikes and helmets to the ECLC students, and it's really cool when a little kid thanks you dearly for a helmet. There's just it was a lot of fun. I was glad I got to participate in that.
They're teaching Waylon at school. He was always kind of a little afraid of riding a bike. Now he's like, I want a bike, I want to ride a bike. I like that. Good teaching.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I want to see you on a bike, Big Sexy.
I'm pretty good. I just feel bad for the bike. It's a lot of pressure on the bike. So yes. So you're here for the Titusville Rotary Club, and you're here to promote this event, the Oil Creek Classic. How did this come about, and when did it start?
It started in 2014. Al Rickerson is the chair of the Oil Creek Classic. It was his brainstorm. He had spoken to other clubs, Rotary clubs, other clubs, for fundraising ideas, and other places really have, they have to pay for water rights and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Of course,
Right.
we don't have that in Titusville, and Al's like, we have this wonderful resource.
Yeah.
Let's use it. So as you can see, I provided you guys maps there. The last page is your Oil Creek Classic Fly Fishing Tournament map.
Yeah,
If
we
you'll-
can put that up on the screen.
Yeah. Okay, well, it shows, like, we have beats. A beat is a particular fishing hole, and we have different sponsors for each beat.
Mm-hmm.
And we go clear from Route 408 in Hightown down to behind the museum.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So those are all of our beats. Now, a lot of our beats in Ed Meyer Complex, you'll see 7, 8, and 9. We added one actually this year.
Mm-hmm.
Those are for kids because it's easy access. We don't want the kids going down the banks or, So we have controllers for each angler. We have 31 anglers this year, 26 amateurs, and is it 26 amateurs and 24 amateurs and 7 youth. So the youth anglers, a lot of times their parents will control,
Mm-hmm.
because when we have anglers out there, we have one controller for a set of anglers.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 anglers will fish one beat at a time, and we'll have one controller with a trough that can measure the fish, because the main thing we don't want is to injure the fish or kill the fish. The
Yeah.
fish does not count if it doesn't live. If the fish doesn't live, it doesn't count towards the angler's score. And we have pretty good prizes too, so we provide a dinner on Friday night. That's on the agenda. We have a dinner Friday night, a welcome meet and greet, if you will. At the end of the day, Saturday, we tally up and determine who wins, and the top prize is a $600 Orvis gift certificate.
Oh, wow.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a nice gift certificate.
Yeah, 600, 400, and 300 for amateurs, 300, 200, and 100 for youth. Youth, they're all sponsored, so they do not have to register. Well, they have to register, but they don't. There's no cost. They're all sponsored. And then we have Greg Orr takes care of our largest fish trophy. We have a largest fish trophy for youth, and we have a largest fish trophy for the amateurs. And it's generally a fish mounted, and then we get a little award, like a little script, 2024 largest fish. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Greg's mounts are amazing too. And
Yes, yeah.
So is there a website or a page maybe that people could look at to keep updated for the future of the event?
That is a good question. That would be a question for Al.
We can throw it in up on the screen too if you're able to find out. I'll edit it in so
They
people
have-
can check it out.
Yeah, they have a
Perfect.
Facebook page,
Yeah,
and there is a website. And we can get that.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't even know the website for the registration. That's terrible.
We'll help you out.
That's terrible. Thank you. Yeah.
So
edit that out.
how long have you been involved with this event?
Since its inception, I'm the logistics person. So
And you may have mentioned how many years has it been going on now?
since 2014, this is the 11th year, but we can't say annual because we lost a couple years to COVID.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
But the first year, poor Al. I mean, Al really pushed for this event to get it off the ground, and we had 4 anglers the first year. That was it.
Yeah.
And then we incorporated pros into it, and they would fish at Petroleum Center and then 2 Mile Run. So we really incorporated. We had to have the boats, the
Right.
floats behind the boats,
Yeah.
and I mean it really. And then I think it kind of soured the people that we really wanted to draw because there were pros. So we dropped the professionals off of everything.
Yeah.
Not only that, it did anger some people at Petroleum Center who they were fly fishermen from the area, used to being there, and then here's all these pros. So we felt that, and we thought
Right.
it was a good idea to eliminate that. And we've had around 30 anglers, amateurs, every year coming, and we would prefer to keep it that way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Now I'm curious, what would be, you think, the biggest fish anyone has caught during the tournament? If you remember off the top of your head.
20. I mean, nothing huge. 28 maybe. That's
That's
large.
a big trout.
That's
That is a
large.
big trout.
That
Yeah.
is large. 23. Maybe it was 23. I
When you're getting in that like 22 to 28, that's a nice trout.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Most of them, I mean, they did just stock, and they don't, they aren't real large when the Fish Commission stocks. But our lead controller, Terry Peterson, actually goes with them when they stock, and we do try and purchase some fish to incorporate where the kids will be fishing.
Oh, very
anyways.
cool.
Yeah.
Just because we want them to catch a fish, we want to
Right.
catch them for
Yeah.
fly
Right.
fishing, if you will.
Absolutely.
We want to
Yeah,
get
and
them.
that's important, just start up a little bit of love for fly fishing and, keep the event going for as long as you can, because having something like this is so cool for Titusville,
It is.
because this is the perfect area. I
Mhm.
mean,
Oh,
there's
we
so
have
many
some of the
spots.
we have some of the best trout waters around.
Yeah.
And like we're always in magazines and like fishing magazines for just our trout fishing. Oil Creek, Pine Creek, Caldwell Creek, all around. Thompson Run. It's very, very. We're lucky to have this in our backyard.
We are.
Oh.
We really are. And, Danny and I even went out for the first day of trout, which I don't really tend to go out for the first day all that often, but it reminds you, that like, wow, you get out there, you see so many people were out that day fishing around in places maybe you don't expect to see them, So there are just so many cool spots. It's a good way to get out and explore a little bit because Oil Creek, we have not only the bike trail, we have not only all of these cool things to do outside, but the waterways are so perfect, whether you go kayaking on them or fishing. So I definitely commend you guys for doing this and just giving people around here one more thing to do.
And getting kids away from this.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
Or adults in my case. Sorry.
So I know you probably won't be down here this weekend, but hopefully sometime soon we're going to see you here back at the Ironworks hanging out.
Absolutely.
Trace, what was your first impression of the Ironworks when you first walked in here?
I loved it. I was a kid. I loved hanging out in my dad's garage. I loved the smell. And the very first time I came in here, oh my gosh, can I even remember? It was just awesome. Just awesome. Yeah. It is. And what I love the most about this place is you can have 21-year-olds and you can have 81-year-olds.
Yeah.
And they're all good.
Yes.
They're all having fun, and I love this place.
And like I tell them all the time, there's so many people that come in here from out of town, and it brings a lot of people in, and it's cool to see that first reaction when people come there like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Then they start reading the walls and like the museum pieces and just it's really neat to see that.
It is.
And
it's very cool. And back to what you said, Tracy, it's like really we kind of pride ourselves on the fact that it is welcome to everyone. You don't always see that in especially a bar atmosphere where we are in a more I'd say, for lack of a better term, maybe family friendly.
Exactly.
So it is just really welcoming, and like my grandma and her friends all come down and hang out almost every weekend, and they get along and hang out with everyone down here, and everyone's so nice to them, and I always it puts a smile on my face when I see that.
I love it. They're sitting at their reserve table and I walk by, big sexy. I'm like, oh God, it's like you girls.
It just warms your heart though, doesn't it, to see that? Oh, that's great. It's getting them out too, know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
absolutely
not just the younger, it's the older.
So well, Tracy, thank you so much for coming out. Your event is this Saturday, May 11th. You guys you're gonna have an early day.
I'm off Friday prepping for it, and I also should mention that we have Community Day at Drake Well simultaneously with our Oil Creek Classic, and we provide a free train ride.
Very cool.
Free hot dogs and chips for people afterwards. We have community fun and games down at Drake Well. I think the train is almost full up though this year, which is great. We like that. We like having that problem. But also, I did want to mention the youth winner gets a William R. Dixon Memorial fly rod and logbook to use for a year, and then they return it year after year. Actually, last year the fellow that returned it, he had it 2 years in a row. He actually won the youth division 2 years in a row, so he got to use it for 2 years. So that's another special little thing we have for the youth. Like I said, keep them interested, and
absolutely.
And
that
it's
is
a very
awesome.
nice rod. Yeah.
Very, very cool.
So no, we appreciate you coming in. So thanks for doing this,
having
and
us.
check out the event, guys.
Again, I just want to say thank you, Tracy, but I want to remind all of you that this Saturday we have Sticks coming into the building. It is a ticketed event. You can get tickets at TitusvilleIronworks.com, or you can grab them the day of the show for $5 more. We cannot wait to see you guys this weekend. And one more time, Tracy, thank you so much for coming and spending some time with us.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks always.